Do you want to start a hair business and you're very tight on budget? This video is for you. It might sound impossible, but trust me, you don't need thousands of dollars in order to start your hair business. And I will break it down step by step for you. So let's go. The first thing is you need to find your niche. You need to be able to understand what niche you want to go into. However, because you're tight on budget, we're going to skip raw hair because when it comes to raw hair, you need budget. So there are going to be two options underneath this niche. The first option is if you already wear hair. So if you're somebody like me, when I was younger, I remember spending all of my funds on hair, been wearing bundles even when no one was wearing raw hair, I was wearing it. So if you're that kind of person, then this first option is for you. At this stage, you should have a good vendor that you're working with. So we're going to skip the testing phase. And the reason why we're skipping the testing phase is sometimes the testing phase is actually one of the most expensive phase. And this is why I said that if you're very tight on budget, then maybe raw hair isn't for you. It's because if you're testing raw hair, it's a longer process and it is more expensive. Whereas if you need to test virgin hair, it's a little bit cheaper. Now, if you're someone that wear hair, maybe you're wearing raw hair, for example, you don't need to test. So you can skip this step because you already have a vendor. However, if you don't wear hair, if you're somebody that you're just getting into this business because you feel like there's money in it, or you're starting to develop interest in hair and you haven't really tested enough vendor to find the good one for you, then we are going to go into the hair testing segment. This segment, I have a lot of videos on this already, telling you how to test your hair. But I'm going to go through the most important stage here. And if you want more videos, you can find them here. When it comes to testing, what I do is, in order for me to first source a vendor, I have top 3 sites that I use. Actually, I would say 4, but the top 3 are the ones I'm going to mention first. The first one is TikTok for me. Initially, when I did this video on how to find a raw hair vendor, I didn't use TikTok then because for me, TikTok wasn't as ripe as it is right now. Now everybody's on TikTok trying to find raw hair, trying to find good virgin hair. And when you find them, it's through the comments. Look at what people are saying around the comments. Now, when it comes to maybe going directly to the vendor, most of them filter through their comments. So you may not be able to see good comments. But what I would say is get your phone, type in raw hair. It will come as videos, users, and use this segment to find the raw hair vendors that you want. Now, I'm not saying that you should go and buy just yet. You're just trying to gather names at this point. Now, once you've gathered some name on TikTok, you're going to go into my second favorite one is Indian Mat. Indian Mat is not very out there for everybody to see. It's actually quite secluded. And I put a video on TikTok on how you can actually do a step-by-step guide of this. I'm going to put the link on here for you to grab if you want to. But Indian Mat is one I go for when I need to source or a raw Indian hair. Now, if you're not going to do Indian hair, then you can skip Indian Mat because most of the vendors there are literally dealing with raw hair, which is a little bit more expensive if we were talking about budget. Now, for Indian Mat, you need to be careful when it comes to sourcing this hair. You need to, number one, filter through. You need to make sure that you're looking at videos, you're looking at pictures. Most of these vendors now have a YouTube page where you can just click on and then go and watch the videos, watch a lot of the videos, and you should be able to see a consistent pattern when it comes to the quality of the hair through videos. You should see that this hair is not really shiny. You should see that this hair is not well defined. You should see that there are varieties when it comes to the texture and the look and feel of the hair, because this is raw hair. Moving on from that, my favorite one again is Facebook. And the reason why I like Facebook and talk about Facebook is because you can do 2 things on there. You can source the vendor and you can also verify the vendor. I like it because a lot of people are on different groups, sharing their experiences, sharing the problem that they face with a particular vendor without the vendor being there trying to delete the comments or trying to delete their words. So this is where you go. You gather all the names that you gathered from TikTok and from Indian Mat, or if you want to do Instagram as well, which is my 4th one. And I really don't do Instagram as much anymore because there's so many on there and it gets really stressful going through the list. But it is one of the good ones that you can go to. The reason why I don't do Alibaba as much is because most of the vendors are now using their social media. So finding on Alibaba for me, I keep seeing the same people. But if you're not someone that has done this journey before, there's a link that you can go through in my description that shows you how you can find your vendors for Alibaba. Once you get all of that vendors, then you gather the names. I would say that don't do too much so you don't get overwhelmed. You gather the names and you probably have live names now. You go onto Facebook, you type in the names, and there you're able to see what people are saying about this particular vendor. You need to make sure that you're looking at points like hair shedding or the hair density is low, the quality isn't good, it's not long lasting. Once you start saying things like that, and best believe you're going to find it. Now, here is a pro tip. If you can't find the vendor on that Facebook is either they're new, which I would not advise you to, or it's either that the vendor is a very good vendor. Sometimes you might type the vendor's name and you might find the vendor. However, just check the comments. If nobody's saying anything, it means that the vendor is good. And that is how I do it, and that is how I verified a lot of my vendors. If you want me to do a video showing you how I go into all of this particular social media platform to find these vendors, in-depth video, again, I have a version for TikTok as well as India Mats. Let me know and I'll plan to shoot that video. It's time to order the hair from the vendor. There are several ways to do this, but we're not going to talk about all of the ordering process in this video because I have so many videos saying that this video is specifically on how to start a hair business with less than $200. Let's say that you've gone to your vendor now, you've requested to order hair. I will say that to focus on about 16 inches, so maybe 3 bundles and a closure. So you can do 16 inches and a 16 inches closure. They should come up about $200 or a little bit over than $200. So we're making sure you're staying on your $200 budget here. Now, once you've ordered the hair, you're going to get the hair. You're going to do a lot of testing with the hair. Now, what I would advise you to is that don't cut the lace yet. If you're ordering hair, if you're ordering wig, just don't cut the lace yet. Don't wear the wig out yet. You're going to be doing the testing in your home because now you're trying to save money. You're starting this business where you don't have a lot of budget. So what you will do is, number one, you're going to do your bleach test to make sure that this virgin hair is going to list to 613. You're going to do your strand test to make sure there aren't any synthetic fibers in the hair. If you need more videos on this, you can check this here. You're going to do the test. You're going to now do your wear test. However, you're thinking, okay, or is you're telling me to do a wear test, but you're telling me not to cut the lace. Yeah, because you're going to be wearing it in your home. You're not going to step out of the house. You're going to wear that wig every day when you're at home. And the reason I'm saying this to leave the lace on is not to sell the lace to anyone. That's up to you. My value for my wig business is I do not wear my wigs. Any wig I wear is for me and I'm not going to sell it. I only use mannequin to showcase the beauty of my wigs. Now for you, the reason why I don't want you to cut the lace is that styling process, which I'm going to go into next. Moving on to the styling. When it comes to styling, I style it in 3 different ways. And the reason why I'm saying this is because you need to have enough content ready for your content creation, which I'm going to be telling you next. Now, there's different styles that I do when I would advise to do when it comes to having a short length. You can do all the hair is going to give like a long length effect using like a 1.5-inch coiling wand. You can do like center parts with the same coiling wand and do the side parts with the same coiling wand just to give it a much more effect. Then you can do a shorter effect by using like a 1-inch wand and just to make it a bit more tighter curl. That will give it a completely different style. People would actually think that's a completely different wig. And then what you do is you can get the wig and then you can do a sharp blonde cut. So you're not going to cut the hair too much. You're just going to cut it at the end and you're going to do like that bone straight, and that gives you a completely new different style. Now this is why I said you should not cut your lace. The reason why you shouldn't cut your lace is because once you cut a lace and you place it on a mannequin, it looks old. It doesn't give the vibe of, it doesn't give you that new effect anymore. Your hair is going to think like you're trying to sell them the hair that you've worn. So this is why you need to leave that lace untouched. And this is more applicable to you, especially if you've already tested this vendor. So this hair shouldn't be your own hair. This hair should be the hair that you're selling. But if you haven't tested the vendor, you're going to test the vendor. Do this curling part first. Leave the lace on first. To videos, to do TikTok videos, Instagram videos, which I'm going to be telling you in the next step. Do all of this. Then that's when you can then decide to wear the hair and test the hair again outside. So if you're someone that don't mind spending a bit extra and you actually want to dive into this hair business, or you want to be known as someone that can color hair, well, in my description I have a formula book where you can grab some formulas and then you are able to create a color at the end. So you've done all of the styling in black and then you can create the color, whatever color that you've chosen to get the formula book for. Then you can create that color and then do another video. That means you have 4 wigs and people would not really understand that you're actually working with just 1 wig. Now you have your vendor, you have the hairstyles, you have enough content on your phone stored and ready. We're not going to go into opening your TikTok page, Instagram page, or whatever social media you want. You're ready to start your hair business with less than $200, but you just set up all social media so you don't lose any. Because the thing is, if you set up one and someone else goes and use your name to set up TikTok, That's it. The name is gone. If you're unsure about what to post, what kind of content to create, I have a video on here that talks about how to grow your business on TikTok, like in 30 days. Honestly, it really works. The next step is branding. And the reason why I leave this last is because even though you're doing branding, I don't want you to have analysis paralysis. Now, this is where a lot of business owners have analysis paralysis. Oh, I want to brand. I want to look for the nice packaging for my business. I want to think about my logo. I want to think about... You don't need that yet, because trust me, you're going to change over time. My color scheme have changed twice. I'm on only 1 year in my business, so you don't need to think about too much about color scheme. Now, the best place for you where you can get free of charge everything without paying any penny is Canva. Is a really good option. I do everything in Canva, from my logo, details on my packaging box, from my thank you card. The next one in branding is your website. You don't need your website yet. I make 50% of my sales via DM. You need to just set up your Instagram, put your phone number, put your email address on there. People will contact you. Actually, I take phone number back because you're going to be getting a lot of messages from vendors that will annoy you. But if you want that, go for it. But you can put your email there. People are going to DM you, oh, I like your hair. So don't worry about website yet until you're ready. And when you're ready, you already have your logo, you already have your domain, you already have your thank you card, you already have your branding, and you're ready to go. Let's move on to the next one, which is social media marketing. We also talked about marketing earlier, which is opening your Instagram. However, marketing just doesn't stop there. You need to understand your ideal client. You need to be able to know what the demographics are, the psychographics are. I have a video here that talks about this in depth. So if you're unsure about what I'm saying about your ideal client, on how you can market your hair business, you can check this video here. So you need to understand this in order to market the business. Let's move on to the next one, which is making your first sale. Let's make that money. Making your first sale cannot be hard if you put yourself in your business. Now, there is no miracle anywhere. If your hair looks messy on social media, nobody's going to buy your hair. If your presentation doesn't look nice, if you're just there sitting slouching and you've got the wig and the net on your head and you're just there doing live, nobody's going to buy. And even if you see people buy, the people that will buy will stress you. You see, people that don't pay, they stress, and I don't want that for you. Let me know if you've encountered this as a business owner in the comment section. When it comes to making your first sale, you can do this by first asking friends and family, come patronize me, guys, please, I sell this hair, it's nice. Word of mouth. Honestly, one of your family or friend will buy one hair from you, and we just want to make a first sale because that first sale will help us turn over the next one. Also, if you find out that you actually are not able to reach out to your family, because some people are really shy and you don't want your families to know that you're starting a hair business, just make sure that the content you're creating is consistently reaching your target audience. Once it reaches your target audience, trust me, you're going to get a sale. And keep at it. Don't stop. Don't think the first day you post you get a sale, or the second. It can happen, but it doesn't happen to everybody. So take your time and post consistently. And after having that sale, you've got your first sale, the money's coming in, and then you can invest in a longer length or a shorter length or curly hair. Pre-order version is when someone orders the hair from you. Let them know it's going to take like 3 weeks or so. Once the hair arrives, you create the wig for them. And that is it. You're pre-ordering your hair, not even using your own money, and having enough profit to kind of add back into that business. So you're rolling the money over, right? It's also the same as drop shipping. Honestly, drop shipping is mainly when the vendor sends their hair to the customer. That's drop shipping. But we're talking about pre-order here. Pre-order, you're ordering the hair. It comes to you. Yeah, and then you style the hair and then send it to the customer. Or if you're not someone that styles hair as well, you package your hair properly with your own tag, your own thank you card, your own bags, then you send it to the customer. And that is the pre-order process. And I prefer that one than drop shipping, because some of these vendors are cheeky. Honestly, they can put their card in your order, especially if you haven't really bought much from them, and they can send it to that customer, and the customer is seeing where you got the order from, and you don't want that issue. You need to take extra care when you're drop shipping. But I would say pre-order is the best route to go if you want to start your hair business with less than $200. Just so you know, this is a series on how to start your hair business and make consistent sale. Now, to accelerate that growth for you, you need to watch this video here. Watch this pin video so that you're 100% sure and ready to start that hair business. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.